Hey guys, it's me, Rich. The Democrats are suing Trump for stopping non-citizens from voting. Yes, really. In this video, we expose how the left is using lawfare, activist judges, and illegal Social Security numbers to rig the next election. Get ready, guys. This one's insane. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back. So, let me get this straight. President Trump signs an executive order demanding proof of citizenship to vote. You know, the most basic common sense thing on the planet. And the Democrats? They sue him. Why? Because apparently securing election integrity so that everyone's vote counts is now considered election interference if it threatens the Democrats' voter pipeline. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and the entire DNC just filed a lawsuit in the friendliest courtroom they could find, Washington, D.C., where the Constitution goes to die and activist judges hand out rulings like Oprah giving away free cars. And this you just won't believe. They're trying to make sure illegal aliens can vote in U.S. elections. Yes, make no mistake, this is actually happening, and we have the receipts. This isn't some tinfoil hat conspiracy. This is orchestrated lawfare. Here are the facts. In 2024 alone, Democrats handed out 2.1 million Social Security numbers to non-citizens. You heard that right. 2.1 million. It's not a clerical error. That's not generosity. That's not hyperbole. That's voter fraud on an industrial scale. Now, generally, only non-citizens authorized to work in the United States by the Department of Homeland Security can get a Social Security number. Now, how many of Joe Biden's 2.1 million illegal aliens were approved by Alejandro Mayorkas? Probably none. And it gets worse, guys. Elon Musk just dropped a chart that should be on the front page of every newspaper in America. This video I'm about to play hits you right in the heart. Some of the things you're going to see here will burn your bagels and freak you the hell out. And some of it, though, will make you think that we still have hope for the future. Give it a watch.
I'd like to welcome my friend Antonio Gracias to the stage. I think so. Does it work? I can give you mine. Yeah. Does it work? It'll be okay. I mean, Buzz Aldrin's still alive, and he went past the belts.
It'll work. Is this working? Yeah, it's on now,
yeah. There you go. So, Antonio, can you tell us what you... Antonio's helping out with the Social Security. So just trying to
wait till you hear
review
this,
Social Security, where you may have heard that we found 20 million dead people marked as alive in the Social Security database. This is
Who's getting that money?
And then you'll notice there's a strange trend here. Where how many Social Security numbers were issued? Do you want to?
Yeah. So let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system.
You want to talk about a lot of maybe?
We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff they're working on. You've heard some of that already. But this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, just this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America.
I love this guy.
And there are a lot of good people in the system that pointed us in this direction. I want to honor them right now, that work in the government today, who took risks to show us these numbers and tell us what's going on. Yeah. So I want to stop for a minute. I want to honor those people today.
By the way, this guy is Antonio Gracias. He is a private equity mogul and part of DOGE, and he's the guy that's laying out these numbers and the horrifying detail. It's just incredible. Wait till you hear the rest.
Very good people. Very good people. I have been from D.C. to Social Security offices to the border to track this down, and very good people have helped us along the way. I want to thank them.
Yeah.
This number, what this is when you come in the country, if you're illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You come in through a port of entry, and you can tell them you're afraid, and they'll give you an asylum case. You get an interview, then you get in. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just go to the border. Literally, this happened. I talked to Border Patrol myself. Elon was there too. I went to Laredo, and I went to Bronzeville. Elon went to Eagle Pass. You walk up to a Border Patrol officer, and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They could charge you with a misdemeanor or a felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense, like a parking ticket, basically. They were told to do that, make it an administrative offense under the last administration. And then you go walk across the border, they do what's called a release from your own recognizance, and they give you an NTA, a notice to appear, which is to appear to judge. The wait times on judges are like average 6 years. Look at Grok, you'll see it on immigration judges. There's only 700 of them. This is 5.5.
How many people do you think that get these notices to appear that are 6 years out are ever going to make that? 0.
1 million people, okay? So what happens then? Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we map the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form.
You came in illegally, and they give you a work permit under the Biden administration.
You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number.
You believe it?
No ID.
This is worth just reiterating. It's not people sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep.
No.
They weren't asleep at the switch.
It was by design.
It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
Cancel
Look,
your
if I hadn't
vote.
seen this myself, I'm not sure I'd believed it. I went through it myself and mapped it, and Elon is right. This is true. The defaults in the system from Social Security to all of the benefit programs have been set to max inclusion, max pay for these people, and minimum collection.
Your money.
That's what's happening. We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example. We've gone through on every benefit program we went through, we found groups from this particular group of people, this 5.5 million people in those benefit programs. And then what was really, really disturbing us was why. We're asking ourselves why.
Right.
And so we actually just took a sample.
Watch this.
And looked at voter registration records. And we found people here registered to vote in this population.
Registered
yes.
to
And who
vote.
did vote.
And we found some by sampling that actually did vote. And we have referred them to prosecution at the Homeland Security Investigation Service.
Yeah.
Already. That is already
Nice.
happening.
So there it is, guys. Straight from the man who owns X and runs DOGE. This guy, Gracia, said, we went to Social Security to find fraud, and we stumbled on this by accident. Now, accident or not, they found 2.1 million with Social Security numbers and 5.5 million people receiving federal benefits, Medicaid, housing, food stamps, and at least 1.3 million of them are already enrolled in Medicaid. And millions are registered to vote, and they found out many of them have voted. Guys, this is criminal to the max, and it was done intentionally by the Biden administration. Guys, this is not fake news. This is not Trump making things up. This is real. The Biden administration went out of its way in an attempt to rig the election and all future elections to turn the United States into a permanent one-party nation, the Democratic Party. How can anyone ever look the Democrats again in the eye and not quake with rage? They didn't just try to steal our elections, guys. They tried to steal our country, and they used our money to do it. Rage. Now you know why left-wing activist judges were blocking DOGE from going into federal agencies at the direction of the President of the United States to take a look at their books. The judges were running interference so the Biden deep staters could fix the books. Imagine how much corruption there was at Social Security that they didn't have enough time or know-how to hide the data that the DOGE guys did find. And yes, Gracias confirmed those cases are being sent to Homeland Security for criminal prosecution. Mayorkas is no longer there, so they're going to prosecute. All right, so let's break this down. Democrats hand out millions of Social Security numbers, like Oprah handing out free cars. Musk and Gracias find that millions of these non-citizens are not just on welfare, they're on the voter rolls. And just 3 days after this bombshell goes public, the Democrats sue Trump. Coincidence? Give me a break. And the lawyer filing the suit? Oh, it's our old pal, Mark Elias, the same guy who helped rewrite election laws in 2020 illegally through an army of lawsuits. He's the same snake who used activist judges to rewrite state election laws, even though Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution clearly says that election laws are to be created by state legislatures. So not Elias, not Chuckles Schumer, not Hakeem Jeffries, not the D.C. Circuit Court, not state Supreme Courts, just the state legislatures. That's how it works. But clearly the left thinks the Constitution is more of a suggestion than the law of the land. You know, Democrats always love to screech that no one is above the law. Well, when you get activist judges to change election laws to favor Democrats, when the Constitution says only legislators can do it, the Democrats think they are above the law. And don't fall for the media spin. The fake news is already parroting the Democrat line that this new executive order may violate the Constitution. The order that enforces citizenship to be allowed to vote might violate the Constitution. Orwell is rolling in his grave. Trump's order? It's the strongest move we've seen in decades. It includes citizenship verification. It tightens ballot deadlines. A logical, legal, and constitutional response to a political cancer metastasizing in broad daylight and brought to you by the Democratic Party. So Trump is right. He said, we believe that this executive order is the farthest reaching executive action taken in the history of the republic to secure our elections. He's right. Look, this is no longer about politics, guys. It's about survival of the republic. A nation that doesn't control who votes isn't a democracy. It's a playground for tyrants. And the left knows it. Trump's fighting to protect your vote. Democrats are fighting to let non-citizens cancel your vote. The system is rigged, but the truth is finally breaking through. Musk and Gracias brought the receipts. Now it's your turn. Stay informed, speak up, and don't let them steal another election. All right, thank you for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with stories that the mainstream media refuses to cover. I'll see you in the next one.